Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is an important one, and it's about best shampoos for hair fall. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why we get hair fall and hair thinning, the key actives we want to look for, what we want to avoid, the misinformation that's out there, how you want to shampoo your hair, and the common mistakes that get made, along with obviously my favorite shampoos. I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every YouTube video. So when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. If you love hair care and skincare as much as I do, please do get your hands on a copy of Skin Revolution. It's a book that I published with HarperCollins. You can also ask me questions on my Instagram account, on my TikTok account, or in our private Facebook group. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So first of all, what is hair thinning? Hair thinning is when you see sparse areas of hair that was previously thicker. It tends to be a gradual process. For females, it tends to mainly across the front of the hairline, a little bit at the crown, and for men, it tends to start at the crown. And you also get receding, of course, happening as well. The main reasons for this are number one, genetics. Number two are any underlying conditions. And third are deficiencies in your diet. The other big one, of course, is stress. So you will find that you get faster hair thinning at times of stress. So during illness, for example, during COVID, a lot of people saw hair thinning for this reason. It's not COVID that was causing the hair thinning, it was the illness and the stress and cortisol that was leading to thinning hair. So in terms of deficiencies, the key ones I want you to look for are vitamin D, B12, and folic acid. So the reason I basically, in our collagen boost, this is our Dr. V collagen boost with our 8 grams of marine collagen, I've actually put in those 3 ingredients into it. So you're having it daily, so you know you're getting the recommended daily allowance. In addition, don't forget to look at iron intake. If you are vegetarian and female, obviously menstruating, then you are losing iron every month. That leads to fatigue and hair thinning too. So make sure, you might need a supplement for iron, which would be its own tablet. Or if you eat meat, make sure you're getting enough, you're consuming enough iron, often from red meat. That could potentially be a reason. So you can get a blood test as well to check your iron levels. The next thing are skin infections or irritation, inflammation of the scalp. So if you're scratching your scalp, there are lesions, it's red, it feels hot. This can also lead to hair thinning. It's inflammation in that area. The next are autoimmune diseases. The next big one is stopping birth control. It's also if you have significant weight loss. Also, if you're using harsh products on the hair, such as gel sprays, or the other big one are drying shampoos. That can also lead to hair fall. Over-treating as well, such as perms, relaxing their hair, chemically coloring the hair, or just constant heat styling as well. And then the other one is traction alopecia from very tight hairstyles every day. I'm now going to go through the ingredients. So the 6 ingredients I want you to look for in your shampoo, and the 2 to avoid, which can lead to hair thinning or brittle hair. So the most important thing when it comes to shampoo is a healthy scalp. We often forget that this is skin. And if you have healthy skin on your scalp, you are manufacturing healthy hair. If you have inflamed, irritated scalp, or if the shampoo or products you're using are irritating and inflaming the scalp, it's going to lead to weak, brittle hair, which will not grow. So that's the key here. Often we don't talk about actives in a shampoo. We talk about things like protein, which are great for the hair shaft itself, but we don't talk about ingredients that can actually help the skin on your scalp, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Starting off with niacinamide. Niacinamide is, we talk about it for the face all the time, but actually for the scalp, it improves circulation. And that then leads to all the nutrients getting to the hair follicle, leading to healthier hair. The next one is hydrolyzed wheat protein. What this does is it penetrates into the hair shaft itself and builds it up, so you have thicker, fuller, healthier hair. You're also looking for salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid, we talk about it when it comes to acne on the face, but actually on the scalp, it also does the same thing. It unclogs the pores and it gives you a healthier scalp. Then we're looking at acetyl tetrapeptide. What this does is it strengthens the structures around the hair follicles, so it helps to anchor the hair into the scalp. The next one is retinol palmitate. So what this does, it's a vitamin A, it increases cell turnover, it boosts collagen, and it creates a healthy environment for your hair to grow in. I would want you to avoid essential oils or fragrance which can irritate the scalp. So it's not like you're putting that just on the hair shaft, you're putting it on the scalp itself. You don't want to sensitize the scalp or lead to any form of irritation. Now, I looked at every shampoo on the market to see if I could find these shampoos together. Some had none, some had some good ingredients, and then the fragrance. So I'm going to go through a couple that I went through that were the closest that I could find on the market. The first was the Scandinavian Biolabs. It had amino acids and niacinamide, but contained denatured alcohol and eucalyptus oil. That's not great. Denatured alcohol was going to dry the scalp, and eucalyptus oil is a skin sensitizer. Then the second product that potentially could have been the closest was Kiehl's amino acid shampoo. They even got the name right, but then they added fragrance, which just was such a big no-no. I actually could not find this product with all the ingredients that we've spoken about today. So I basically made the product for you. It's got all the actives that we discussed without any fragrance or essential oils. And I actually made it specifically for my own scalp first. And then you all said that you wanted it to yourself. So I made the full range for you. It's a Dr. V hair care range. Now with any shampoo, whether you decide to use this or another one, that's fine. We're going to now talk about the method of how to wash your hair. So imagine any shampoo you use has got surfactants in it. And what you're trying to do is just clean the scalp. You don't actually want to clean, unless you've been in the mud, rolling around in the mud, you don't really need to clean the actual hair shafts itself because it can dry the hair shafts. So what you want to do is apply your conditioner. It's called basically the sandwich method. You apply the conditioner to the hair shaft itself first, followed by your shampoo into the scalp, which you lather into the scalp, and then you wash it all out. As the shampoo then dances down your hair, it doesn't strip the hair because it's protected. Then you can go back in with your conditioner and then wash it out, and then you leave. Then you can apply your leave-in conditioner. So for example, this is our one. This one basically protects you from heat, UV rays, wind, and environmental stresses on the hair shaft itself. And then you seal it in with your hair oil. So this is my one, but you can use whichever one you want. And the way hair oil works, hair oil should never be on the scalp because it can increase malassezia. Oil is the food that malassezia feeds on, and malassezia leads to dandruff in 50 to 70% of the population. So I know a lot of our parents have said wear oil on the scalp because you get that immediate relief, but it sends you into a vicious cycle because you're never going to be able to treat the dandruff because you're putting the oil into the scalp. So oil then just seals the cuticles, the hair strands itself, not on the scalp. If you're trying to stimulate your hair follicles, you want a water-based tonic. So that's what I basically created for you here, was your water-based hair growth tonic to keep your follicles in the anagen phase for longer. That's the growth phase for longer. So it's anagen boost. Now, moving on to misinformation on two excellent ingredients that are used in skincare and hair care. The first one are sulfates. So there was a big hoo-ha about sulfates, is it sulfate free? Thing is, sulfates are an excellent cleaning agent for the hair and the skin, and they've been used for years. And there's zero research that sulfates are a problem for skincare or hair care. And alternatives to sulfates are other cleaning agents, but those cleaning agents tend to actually be harsher and are even used in detergents. So take it with a pinch of salt when they say it's sulfate free. Those are companies that are pandering to mass market fears and almost perpetuating it, because now we're all saying, but is it sulfate free? You don't want it to be sulfate free because then you can't clean the skin properly. It doesn't make sense. The second ingredient that has been demonized are parabens. Now, parabens are the safest preservative. And when we moved away from parabens to other forms of preservatives, it led to increased sensitization of the skin. Now, parabens used at 0.1% in skincare and hair care are absolutely fine. The problem occurs when the skin is broken. So for example, if you've relaxed your hair and your scalp feels like it's burning, then what's happened is the scalp barrier has broken. Blood vessels are able to absorb everything that's now been put onto the skin, which shouldn't happen if your skin barrier is intact. If it's broken and you can actually see blood vessels, then everything is being absorbed directly into the bloodstream. And actually, there are very few ingredients that you would want to put into that situation. I'm going to do a full video on this topic a little bit later on, which I think is something we do need to address. But in terms of safety of parabens on intact skin, it has the highest safety data and minimal irritation to the skin. And so I really want to address these two, because these two ingredients still seem to be demonized across the entire internet, and we just need to put an end to that. So thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.